Hello everyone, and today we will be discussing why Kane, the Quiet Revolutionary, is the best written character in all of Fire Emblem. Remember to subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get into it. So, there are going to be three sections to this. His, the character development of him, the themes of Thracia and Jugdral in general, and then the symbolism of Thracia and Jugdral. So first, let's go into character development. Now you might think with his only 2 lines of dialogue, he is a flat character. He doesn't change at all, but through the implied context of what happens in Genealogy and Thracia, we can show character development here. So at first, he obviously runs away, because in Chapter 9, him and Selphina have been in hiding for like a decade at this point, because of the fall of House Leonstar. So at first, Kane ran away. He ran away, went into hiding. This probably dishonored him, but then, by the time we meet up with him again in Thracia, he is more courageous than before, because he says, "I'll ride ahead, Prince, be careful." So he's riding ahead to scout for Leaf, to make sure that he's safe, okay? That's what we can infer from this quote. And then, in terms of character development from running away and, hiding, he then becomes one of the most important figures in Thracia with his helpfulness. So let's read his ending. He implemented many revolutionary political movements to strengthen the army and regain Leonstar's lost land. It is said that Leaf and his advisors put much trust in Kane as the Quiet Revolutionary. Now, in the newer translation that says Leaf and his descendants, so we could take that as both ways. So think about the character development here. He went from a nobody who ran away, who went in hiding for a decade, to then someone who, rides ahead for Leaf, scouts for him, to then one of Leaf's most trusted advisors, someone who always stands by him and makes the right choice. Okay, so that is Kane's character development, what we can imply from that. And then we can talk about themes of Thracia. Thracia has 2 very prominent themes, in my opinion: redemption and overcoming hard challenges. So, first of all, the theme of redemption. Think about how many characters get redeemed in Fire Emblem Thracia 776. There's, Marita, who redeems herself with the Shadow Sword incident, and then becomes a great swordsman. There's Dagdar, the bandit, who was a bandit until Ivel showed him the light. There's, Leaf himself. He was ashamed. He had to hide in villages until he finally rose up, redeemed himself, and got Ivel back. And this ties into Kane as well, because think about it, he ran away. He was pretty much a loser for a decade, a fallen knight of Leonstar, until Leaf found him. He came out of hiding, and then he redeemed himself, like many other characters in Thracia. He, like I said, this ties in with his character development. He'll ride ahead, and then he redeemed himself even further. It is said that, Leaf, he became a advisor. They put much trust in him compared to, earlier when he was in hiding with the others. So his character development and his themes go hand in hand together to form a beautiful thing that ties in overall with the themes of these games. Now, the other theme is overcoming challenges. So for the second theme, we'll have to go into the symbols too. So a symbol that is common throughout the Jugdral game are the Holy Blood and the Holy Weapons. They go hand in hand. It is said that, the heroes have Holy Blood, they must save us, Seliph has Tirafing, and he is the sick on a light. And then Sed has Forseti, and he guarded that whole village all by himself. So Leaf says at the end of Thracia 776, I don't have Holy Blood, I can't use Gabolg. How am I supposed to be a hero? But then Sed says something to him akin to, heroes are defined for their actions. They are crafted into what they need to be. You don't need that. And this can apply to Kane as well, because think about it. Kane is nobody special. He is an absolute nobody when you meet him. Like I said, he only has 2 lines in the whole game. So think about this for a second. He is a nobody. He is even a parody of Kane and Abel, more so than the other Kane and Abels in the game. Like, Lance and Alan, they at least have distinct personalities. They're them. Kane and Abel, okay, so he straight up has the same name as Kane, but spelled differently, and then his partner Alba is just Abel, but a little different. So he is as generic as they come in terms of everything. He has generic stats, bases, his growths are a little good. A little above average, his growths are good. But he doesn't need Holy Blood, and this ties in with Thrasia's theme of overcoming challenges. He doesn't need Holy Blood, he doesn't need to be part of the royal house to become, you know, like the guy who started many political movements that strengthened the army and Leonstar in general. He overcame those challenges perfectly. He redeemed himself. He overcame the challenges. You know, he overcame the conflict in Thracia and Jugdral in general of having Holy Blood versus not having Holy Blood. So there's that. And then we can get into his character design and how it ties in to his first quote there, the one we haven't gone over yet. So we can see here, you know, his eyebrows are going down, you know, he's not exactly smiling, as we can see by his mouth. He's looking forward. He looks very determined, you know. So from his character design, we can imply that he's a very determined person. And we can actually, you know, show that's true with his quote here. So even in death, he says, "Not yet, my dream, I need to," implying he still needs to carry out his dream of, I imagine, doing these political reforms, even in his dying breath. So when other Fire Emblem characters die, they're like, "Ah, loved one, if only I could speak to you again," you know, yada yada. But even in his dying breath, even when this man is dying, Kane is thinking of what he can do, how he can help the world. His dream of helping fix Jugdral by implementing these sweeping political reforms. So it all comes together. The character development, the perfect story of someone who redeems themselves through their actions, and he does. Through the themes of Thracia, redemption, he was hiding, he redeemed himself. Through the symbolism of the Holy Blood, and how that ties into the conflict of not having Holy Blood, and if you can still be a hero if you don't have it, that Leaf has in, you know, genealogy and Thracia. So that's not just a Kane thing, that is something he shares with Leaf. And maybe that's why he becomes one of Leaf's most trusted advisors, besides his immense wisdom, if you think about it. And then his character design tying in with his actual quotes in the game. He may not have a lot, he's not a big talker, but everything about Kane ties together to create the perfect, most well-written character in all of Fire Emblem. I have no choice but to rate him a 5 out of 5 stars, and I hope you agree with me. Or if you don't, leave a comment as to why you think Kane isn't the most well-written character in all of Thracia. Remember to subscribe if you like what you see, and I will see you later.